We're in Falls Park, the most popular park in Greenville, and it's a beautiful day today. But is Falls Park really as good as they say? Today I'll take a lap around the park, show you around, and let you see for yourself why Falls Park is as popular as it is.
Today I'm going to take you on a full walking tour of Falls Park. We'll explore the walking and biking paths, check out the features, and pass by the businesses surrounding the park. The main entrance to the park is located right off Main Street in downtown Greenville, and it's easy to identify with its beautiful fountains. As you walk in, there's a large open courtyard with seating. It's covered in the shade for the hot days. And right at the entrance to the park is Spill the Beans, a really fantastic coffee and ice cream shop. As we head down the stairs into the park, to the left is Passerelle Bistro, a really delicious French-style bistro with a lot of outdoor seating overlooking the falls. And to the right is a small grassy area called Bowater Amphitheater. You'll see some people walking across the Liberty Bridge. That's one of Greenville's most popular attractions, a large, long suspension footbridge that walks over the Reedy River Falls and provides some great views. We're going to start by heading down these stone paths into the lower portion of the Reedy River below the falls. This is the main park area. You'll see lots of attention paid to landscaping, some open grassy zones for playing or having picnics, and a lot of winding paths that go a few different directions. Here's the intersection of a variety of paths, including the Swamp Rabbit Trail, which is Greenville's extremely popular walking and biking path that runs for about 22 miles and goes directly through the park and downtown. In the grassy areas, you see an outdoor stage, which is a great place to catch sometimes some unique events and shows in the park, things like Shakespeare in the park. And now we're walking on a Furman Way, which is a large sort of driving and walking path that goes by Falls Park, as well as the Governor's School for the Arts and Humanities. We're going to head down the walking paths to get a little bit closer to the river so you can see the views of the bridge and the river, as well as one of Greenville's newest hotels, which is right across the river from our current walking area. It's called the Grand Bohemian Lodge. It was just finished this year in 2022 and has obviously a beautiful lodge-style feel, located right in the middle of Falls Park, and has a lot of views overlooking the river. Obviously, the main feature of Falls Park is the Reedy River, which runs right through it. And as you walk down the lower river, there's lots of areas where you can go down to the river and play right next to the water. Falls Park is a fantastic park for walking, as there are a lot of paths that go a long way. Here you see we've come up to the lower portion of the Reedy River in the park, and there's a second smaller waterfall down below the Reedy River Falls. There's a large picnic area. If we were to continue on down Swamp Rabbit Trail, we could go through to two other great parks in Greenville, Cancer Survivors Park as well as Cleveland Park. But instead, we're going to loop around and begin heading back up the river towards the falls. The lower part of the river, it's a lot more of a natural feel. The paths wind through the trees, through nature. You're beginning to get a little bit away from downtown, so you get a lot more of an outdoorsy feel. As we begin to head back up towards the falls, we'll get closer to the main street in downtown, and things will begin to transition a bit into more of a city-style park. We are now making it back up towards the Reedy River Falls, one of the most beautiful views here in the park, where we'll be able to check out a couple of small lookouts. As you stroll through the park, you notice there's a lot of seating, a lot of swings, a lot of benches. It's designed to really be enjoyed. So here we have a little lookout over the falls, beautiful stone walkway, as well as a bench if you'd like to sit and view for a while. The water level in the falls has changed throughout the year. It seems to be a little low today. We're now heading up past the falls to the upper portion of Falls Park and the Reedy River that runs through it. As we head up the river, we move more into Main Street in downtown Greenville, and you'll see the feeling of the park changes into a really nice, more open, beautiful, calm area of the river. We'll also begin to make our way by a number of the downtown businesses that surround Falls Park. This large brick walkway and underpass are passing right underneath Main Street, so that will be, of course, the main drag through downtown Greenville. It's been well designed as not just the under part of a bridge, but a nice place that you can relax and have something to eat and find shade any time of the year. We'll be heading up here to the Artist Riverwalk portion of the park. On the left, you see the first of many hotels and businesses. Here on the street level is some outdoor seating for Hall's Chop House, a fine dining steakhouse downtown. And we see, the wider portion of the river, along with some nice design elements, and the Eugenia Duke Bridge. There's Main Street right behind us. This portion of the park is called the Artist Riverwalk because up here, where we're heading now, is the art crossing. And on our left, we'll pass by a number of Greenville's small art galleries. So if you're hanging out in the park, it can be fun to go through and browse the art in each of these different places. There's photography, painting, sculptures, all by local artists, of course. As we make it through the art crossing, on our left is a delicious tea shop, and we'll also come up on a great casual place to eat if you're in the park or riding the Swamp Rabbit Trail. That is Poppy's Tacos. You'll see today there are a lot of folks on their bikes who've pulled over to grab some lunch. As we continue down the Riverwalk, we pass a couple of popular hotels downtown, the Hampton Inn and Suites, as well as the Embassy Suites. These are great places to stay as they're nice hotels, and if you're visiting Greenville, they allow you to be right downtown within walking distance of Main Street and give you beautiful views of Falls Park and the river. There are also some great places to eat and drink. Embassy Suites has Up on the Roof Bar, which is a rooftop bar which is to overlook the city. Hampton Inn and Suites includes the Lazy Goat restaurant, which is a delicious Mediterranean restaurant which overlooks the water. So as you can see, we're now making it towards the end of the park. The Swamp Rabbit Trail continues on and heads to Unity Park, Greenville's newest park. So you can continue walking if you like and make it there. But we will just take a little loop around and head back into the park on the opposite side of the river. Now that we're heading back down towards the falls, we can get a better view of the hotels across the river, and we'll also make our way into the Peace Center Amphitheater. That's sort of the anchoring attraction on this side of the falls. The Peace Center is Greenville's main performing arts center for things like Broadway shows and concerts. In the amphitheater on our right, you'll see the TD stage, where some folks are enjoying some exercise on this fine day. And we also will walk through into the Weiss Pavilion. Here to the left, you see the Peace Center and the Gunter Theater. And in front of us, this large brick structure is the Weiss Pavilion. It's a historic structure in Greenville that has been converted into an open-air event space. Downtown Greenville holds many public events throughout the year, and the Peace Center Amphitheater is frequently used for those. You can get outdoor shows as well as demonstrations from the stage. The Weiss Pavilion is open to the public. It's a great place to grab some shade on a hot day in the park. It also can be rented for private events, and since it's a beautiful brick structure overlooking the river, it's a popular place for photography. The bridge to our right is called the Eugenia Duke Bridge. It's a great way to cross the park early if you don't want to walk all the way to the end. It provides a little bit more convenient access around the park and over the river. And you can also see some great views of the Riverwalk skyline. As we follow the river back towards the Liberty Bridge, we are entering an area known as Camperdown Mill. This portion of Falls Park is sort of an open walking area, again with access to the river. The Camperdown Mill area of the park is usually a bit lower traffic. There's a beautiful view of the river with some grassy areas. To our left, there's a large office building with some nice architecture. And we also come up to the new hotel, the Grand Bohemian Lodge. With wide paths and spaces, it can be a more relaxing place to walk through the park. There's a few picnic tables for seating overlooking the river. The new Grand Bohemian Lodge directly ahead, which also has a new restaurant between the trees with a lot of outdoor seating that overlooks the river as well. Now that we've made it through the Camperdown Mill area, we have the opportunity to cross Liberty Bridge. Liberty Bridge is a curved suspension bridge just over the falls of the Reedy River, which provides beautiful views of the park all the way around. The bridge, which was completed in 2004, is probably Greenville's most iconic structure, and it's certainly worth a visit if you come to the Greenville area. And now, as we near the end of Liberty Bridge, that concludes our full walking tour of Greenville's most popular park, Falls Park. Heading just up the stairs, you'll be right in the middle of downtown, where you can head either direction to explore many of the other things Greenville has to offer. I hope you've enjoyed this walking tour of Falls Park, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, really? That's where my son and I